All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahawah, Yahawah, double honor to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to your elect, which we hope to be. Shibboleth. Got a quick lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who better shame of looking like heathens. The Spirit bear witness that they are a child of Heavenly Father. And the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawah, who the world only calls Jehovah God or Yahweh. And the name of the Heavenly Son is Yahweh Shai, who the world only calls Jesus Christ or Jesus Christ or Yeshua. I got a quick lesson. Any other preachers come out, you already know it's the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit, whether you believe it or not. And I want to go into Exodus 19, you know what I'm saying, because it dawned on me and stuff through the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is and stuff that I was thinking about and stuff, but it came to mind and I written it down. Like Apostle Ronlaw said and stuff, you see to write it down. And I want to call it Proof No Sex on the Sabbath. You see, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go to Exodus 20. It's Exodus 20, and bear with me. I think I went past it. Yeah. This is Exodus 20 and 6. It says 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work. And when it come down to labor and stuff, it also talks about your R&R. You know what I'm saying? You know, now we understand when it come down to Romans the 14th chapter and stuff that everybody deal with the Sabbath and stuff is a little bit different. But they keep it in lawful means. You know what I'm saying? Where they're not going against the scriptures. See, right? Right? And it says, and this is actual the you know you're supposed to have like one day of rest. Now, even though it's not like you just you know like overly working like for 6 days and stuff. You're doing your regular shift plus overtime. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that you keep the laws, statutes, commandments and stuff to the best of your ability. You know what I'm saying? While on this side and stuff, because we're going to be perfect and stuff in the kingdom to come, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to have a brand new body. We ain't going to be and we're not going to be in chains of darkness and stuff, the very flesh that we have right now. You know what I'm saying? We're going to always think correctly. But you know what I'm saying, right? As it says in Proverbs 22 and 6, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they grow old and stuff, they should not depart. And that's how we doing it right now and stuff for those stuff that the Lord put the Spirit upon, the hopeful elect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and 2/3 of stuff will have to get in stuff when they get reborn in the kingdom because they can't do it right now. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to. But anyways, it's like this. Uh, uh, 20, Exodus 20 and 9. Well, verse 8, it says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, right? You go into the word holy, it's the word kodash. And it says casually. You know what I'm saying? Usually casually and stuff goes into something that's on to the norm. You know what I'm saying? Convenient, right? Pronounce or observe as clean, ceremonial, or morality. What the fuck? Morally, it's like it. And it says consecrated and stuff, which means holy, dedicated. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like second skin in the kingdom. But right now and stuff, guess what? We got to rehearse the righteous acts. Meaning that guess what? We got to put work forward and stuff by keeping the laws, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability. So like your train coming, right? And hollow, Halloww. You know what I'm saying? That means uh, holy. Another word for holy. It says be keep holy, holier, right? Purify, sanctified one. You see, right? It says 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work. Verse 10. It says, but the seventh, well, no, no, it says, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy power. And when it comes down to most of these people and stuff, right? when it comes down to most of these people and stuff, right? They'll sit up here and say Friday to Saturday or Saturday to Sunday. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Even though you understand that it's 7 days and stuff within a week, the thing is that Saturday, or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and stuff is not found in the it's not found and stuff when it comes down to the when it comes down to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of those days and stuff go into Greek, not just the months. You know what I'm saying, right? So, and we're not Greeks, we're Israelites. So that's not even our ways. That's a heathenistic custom and whatnot within the rulership of Esau, Edom, the full-blooded spirit Caucasian, no matter how he looked, you see, right? So with that being the case, uh, uh, how do we know when a new month is coming in and stuff? It's by the moon, which I want to grab that right quick. Just a little extra and stuff, because that's not what I'm trying to go to. But this Sirach or Ecclesiastes, it's like I gotta actually go to this first. I'll come back to this. This is Genesis 1 and 14. It says, and Alahayim said, and for those and stuff, it's like, why are you saying Alahayim? When you go to this Genesis 2 and 4, it says, these are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created, right? We know the Most High created everything, right? Ultimately and stuff, because before he created it and stuff, he pondered on it. You know what I'm saying? So that means all the different spirits and stuff and the different entities and stuff as well, right? And it says, verse 4, it says, these are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created in a day that the Lord, Yahawah, power, made the earth and the heavens, right? And what are the heavens and stuff? You know what I'm saying? It ain't just the sky and, you know what I'm saying, woo to woo. It also goes into outer space, which is the fourth heaven, right? But on third, I think it's third heaven. Because you got the sky, you got the different hemisphere and whatnot and stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? And then you got third heaven, which is outer space. You know what I'm saying? Fourth heaven, I think, will be, speaking as a man and stuff, will be the spiritual realm, right? So this is Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. It says, and Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament. It says, and what is the firmament and stuff? Different hemispheres, right? Outer space and shit, right? It says of the heaven to divide the day from the night. It says, and let them be for signs and for seasons. It says, and for days and years. You see, right? What we doing and stuff. We coming out of the winter solstice. You know what I'm saying, right? So with that being the case, you know what I'm saying, spring coming in, right? This is verse 15. Right? Two great lights, right? Verse 15, it says, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And Al-Hayim made two great lights. The great light, and then I'll say it like this. When you read up in Genesis, you can do it yourself. Stop being fucking lazy. It goes into how, there was light before the sun and the moon. And it is true and stuff. You know why? Because when it comes down to let it be a cloudy day and whatnot and stuff, right? Let it be a cloudy day and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We already seeing stuff when it's an opening between the clouds and whatnot. You get that sunlight and stuff that, you know, that shines through the clouds and whatnot and stuff, right? But let the clouds and stuff be enclosed and whatnot and stuff where you can't shine light in, where there ain't no openings and stuff for that sunlight to come through. It's still light outside, right? So that means that it's other lights that are created. That's crazy. I'm speaking about the moon's a crescent right now. Nope. So So, when it comes down to it and stuff, it's other lights and whatnot that keep the earth lit, you know what I'm saying, right? And then the actual earth, when they show it in different like in different movies and whatnot and stuff, when they go out of space, don't you see that the earth glow? So the earth has its own light, you know what I'm saying, right? But then there's greater lights and stuff than the light that the earth gives for itself, right? So this is Genesis 1. I think I was at 16. It says, in Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, which is the sun, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, which they do that too. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time and stuff, the stars are usually used and stuff, not just for light and stuff, but also for a map, or the telling of times and whatnot and stuff. Because when you go into the almanacs, I think they call it that, when it come down to the farmers and stuff, what do? They most definitely look at the stars, and that's also something and stuff that Issachar, the so-called Mexicans and stuff, what they do is that they look at the stars and whatnot and stuff to see if it's going to be a good farming time. You see, right? So this is uh verse 17. It says, "And Elohim set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." Right. So I'm gonna get this. This Sirach Ecclesiasticus in Apocrypha, chapter 43. It says in 5, it says, "Great is the Lord, Yahawah Shem Yahshua, that made it, and at his commandment runneth hastily." Verse 6, it says, "He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world." You know what I'm saying, right? Right now and stuff, it's a crescent moon if you can look outside. You know what I'm saying? It's really towards the west right now. You know what I'm saying? If you can see it in the clouds. And the thing is that, that's a changing of the times. Because when it comes down to a crescent moon, you see there's times and stuff where it's no moon. No, it's a moon, you know what I'm saying, but it's black. It's not emitting light, you know what I'm saying? So therefore it's still there, but it's not emitting light. You know what I'm saying, right? And then you also have, when it comes down to the Sabbath, it's the new moon is when the sun, I mean, when the moon doesn't emit any type of light, you know what I'm saying, right? But it's still there, right? And then eventually down the line after a week, you know what I'm saying, after a week and whatnot, you got a half moon and stuff, you see? But before that week come through, during the days and stuff, you see a crescent and stuff that's slight, but then it becomes a little bit more full and full and full until it's half a moon. Next thing you know, it's a whole moon. You know what I'm saying? When the entire moon and stuff, you know what I'm saying, is lit, then, you know, I want to say like a reverse crescent where you see that still part of the moon and stuff is still dark, you know what I'm saying? But the part that's light and stuff is gradually getting greater and greater, right? Gradually getting greater and greater. It's gradually getting greater and greater. And then when it comes down to and then next but next thing you know what I'm saying, the whole moon and stuff is lit up. And then by the third week, what do you see? The darkness and stuff, you know what I'm saying, of the moon, and it's less light and stuff's being shined. And it's darkness, and it's less light. Bear with me. It's less light that's shining and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens and stuff. You see a verse crescent. You know what I'm saying? Where you see the light and stuff dissipate. And then next and stuff, it's a half a moon again. You know what I'm saying? And then next and stuff, it's a dark moon again, all over again. You see? You know, and those are the phases of the moon. You see, and guess what? Moon goes into the word months. This verse 7, it says, from the moon is the sign of feast, a light, it says a light that decreases in her perfection, right? So what does that mean? It tells time, just like how Gad or Reuben will most definitely use the sundial when they use the sun. They'll use they had it creating stuff where the they'll have it where and just to put it out there and stuff, the Sabbath is Friday to Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Today. You know what I'm saying? You know, but guess what? It could be Friday to Saturday. It could be Saturday to Sunday. It could be Sunday to Monday. It could be Monday to Tuesday. It could be Tuesday to Wednesday. It could be Wednesday to Thursday. It could be Thursday to Friday and stuff. It could be like that. You see? You know? Right? Why? Because it changes according to the moon. And just like, you know, Gad and Reuben would use the sundial to tell time where the clock and stuff was invented, right? Even though it would tell time and whatnot and stuff, they used light and stuff to see what part of the time of the day it was. And it's the same way when it comes down to the moon. But the moon goes into the months. The sun goes by day by day. The moon goes by week by week. You see? So this is verse 7 again. It says, for the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. You know what I'm saying, right? So what, you know, the moon and stuff declares when a certain feast is gonna come. Like when it comes down to the what's it called? Salaki, you know, uh, the Passover, which is coming in March, the 23rd chapter. I mean, it's like March. Damn, Salaki, Yahawah Shai, Salaki. But when it comes down to March the 23rd, you know what I'm saying, which the Sabbath only stays for 7 days, it's gonna start on a Sabbath day. It's gonna start on a Sabbath day and whatnot and stuff. But Sabbath or Shabbat means rest. It's gonna start on a Sabbath day and whatnot, and it's gonna end on a Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying, which is 7 days and stuff, which also shows and stuff that the moon goes by a week. You know what I'm saying? Not day by day like the sun. You see? Right? So verse 8, it says, the month is called after her name, referring to the moon, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. I'm going to go back to verse 7. It says, from the moon is the sign of feast, right? So you got, you know, you got 3 feast days and stuff that we got to keep. The Sabbath. I mean, it's like it's the Passover, the Day of Atonement, and I think the other one and stuff is the day of you know, the Day of Tabernacles, or the you know, the Feast of Tabernacles, Salakia, right? It's either the Feast of Tabernacles, unless that's the Purim, you know what I'm saying, Salakia and stuff. I gotta check it again. Um, or it's or the time and stuff of blowing the trumpets. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those. You see, you know, and it's one of those last two. You know what I'm saying? But it's 3 that we got to keep every year. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? It's going to be given by the moon. You know what I'm saying? Not by the sun. The sun is day by day. The moon is week by week. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the moon changes completely within 1 month. You see? Right? So, the reason why I brought that out, I'm going to go back to Exodus chapter 20, verse 10. It says, but the 7th day is the Sabbath, just letting you know how to measure the times, right? It says, but the 7th day is the Sabbath, right? And when you go into it, Sabbath is Shabbath, and it says there's no 2 B's. It's the Shah, the Ba, and the Tha. So it's going to be SHABATH, right? You know, it's not going to be Shabbatha. It's going to be Shabbath, right? And it says it means rest. You know, these different apps and stuff be most definitely messing with the definition. Even the blue letter a while back and stuff, when you talk about the MOTB, it would sit up here and say CANCER. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Now it's just ULCER and whatnot and stuff. They don't even add the other one. You know what I'm saying? You know, unless they just fuck, unless these agents or Satan just fucking with my fucking phone and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? We are already seen the definition. You know what I'm saying? You know, the elder apostles stuff already gave the definition when it come down to it, right? So this is back in Exodus 20 and 10. It says, "But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates," which also proves and stuff that the current rulership and stuff do not follow the laws, statutes, commandments and stuff of the Bible, even though on the back of their dollar bill and stuff it says, "In God we trust," and it shows what God are you specific on, because there's only one Most High and stuff, and there's no other God and stuff on the same level as Him. You see, it's Yahawah, Yahweh Shai, man, and then the woman when it comes down to Israel. You see, right? So, what God are you talking about? Because every other God is false. You see, that's why it's called the Most High. Ain't no other. Ain't no other. Yeah, the moon covered up and stuff when it come down to the clouds, but ain't no other power out here and stuff whose philosophies and prophecies and will and stuff coming to pass except the power of the power of the heavenly Father and stuff, which relies and stuff within the Bible. You see, right? So this is verse Exodus 20:11. It says, "For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth." It says, "The sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh." And it says, "And rested the seventh day." And that's what Shabbat means, rest. It says, "Wherefore," let's see. Yeah, I knew they was gonna do it. But Nawak, I believe, and stuff means comfort. That's Noah's name, ain't it? Yeah, comfort. You see, that's Noah's name, right? Noah means Noah name in Hebrew is Nawak, which means comfort. You know what I'm saying? And what happens when you rest? You receive comfort. You know, you be thirsty as hell and stuff to get the fuck off work. You know what I'm saying? Them last few minutes and stuff be slowing down and stuff because you ready to get the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? So you can rest. You know what I'm saying? You know, you see? And it's the same way when it come down to the Lord, because he was working. And then the seventh day and stuff was rest. And I want to grab this too. Well, I'll keep reading. I read it. Exodus 20:11 says, "For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it." You go into the word hallow, kodash. You know what I'm saying? Clean. You know what I'm saying? You know, consecrate, which means to holy. Hallow. You see? Sanctify. Purify. You see? Kodash means holy. Holy. Right? So I want to get this right quick. This is uh bear with me. Right. This let me get it. This is Second Peter's chapter 3, and also showing stuff how this New Testament and stuff goes hand in hand and stuff with the Old Testament for people and stuff who want to choose, they decide and stuff. They want to say that one side is more significant than the other, meaning Old Testament Israelites and New Testament Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Were they only for the Old Testament and those who's only for the New Testament, right? So this is bear with me. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 5. It says, "For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water," and stuff. You go straight to Genesis, the first chapter and stuff. It will tell you the same thing. Verse 6, it says, "Whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished," talking about the first death. Verse 7, it says, "But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men." Salakia. Uh, Salakia, I wasn't talking about that. Bear with me. I misspoke or went to the wrong precept. This shit, I could have kept going, but nah, I wanted to go straight to the point, but I didn't. Select it. You know what I'm saying, right? So this is 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 8. It says, "But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years." It says, "And 1,000 years as one day." So that means that even though when the Lord said that He created heaven and earth and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying, within 6 days and whatnot and stuff, and on the seventh He rested. That's really 1,000 years. You see. That's really 1,000 years, because when we read and stuff, it do look like it's just a couple of days and whatnot and stuff, but really and stuff, it was 1,000 times. You see, you know. So this is so this is I want to go to this. Oh, right. So there's a point and stuff that I want to make. You know, the Lord, the scriptures talk about how now for individual stuff, it's like, oh, well, I'll be working on the Sabbath and whatnot and stuff, and I don't want the Lord to judge me and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We in captivity and stuff. That's gonna be Esau fault or whatever heathen and stuff that put you in that position. And when it come down to Jakes and stuff, who's in these high level positions and whatnot, you still in captivity, even if you own your own business. You know what I'm saying? So don't trip about that. That's Esau's fault and the heathen's fault. They gonna pay for that, because if it was up to you, you would most definitely and stuff be like, if it was up to you and stuff, you would sit up here and be like, nah, I ain't finna work on this day. You see? And most definitely and stuff. Remember, the scripture says that it ain't nothing for the Lord and stuff to make these suddenly rich and whatnot and stuff. So a couple of days ain't nothing, and then at the same time, he'll sit up here, you have faith in the Lord and stuff, you'll fuck around and get a bonus. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord repaid back 7 times. You see? And we know he knows and stuff that we in captivity. So in the end, when I say I'm talking about Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who outward appearance is that of a heathen. The spirit bear witness that they're a child of Heavenly Father, no matter how they look, you see, and no matter where they are. I also want to say this too. So I also want to say this too. Uh, 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 don't worry about it. Ball, yes, like it. I want to say this: when it come down to those and stuff who self-employed and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying? The best thing and stuff is prepare early. You know what I'm saying? B times, which means early and whatnot. If you know that the Sabbath is coming in and whatnot and stuff, and you can do this. This is called a lunar calendar, right? Free. You see my shit is on you see my phone and stuff is on airplane mode and whatnot and stuff, so you don't need to use data. And it tells you the new Sabbath, how you can tell and stuff, right? I don't want to do that. But as you can, today is the 13th and whatnot. You see how the moon and stuff changes. You see how it shows that, right? Well, the new moon started the 9th, but it's sundown to sundown, not sun up to sun up. That's not how it goes. It's sundown to sundown. You see, right? When a moon and stuff rules, and it makes sense, right? It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Sundown to sundown, because that's when the time that the second light and stuff that's created, the lesser light and stuff rules the earth. And what is that? The moon. So it makes sense, right? And you see the different phases, right? Right. So the new Shabbat and stuff started the ninth and stuff, and you see how it's all black. You see, but then you see how the light and stuff emits and stuff later down the line. Right now it's a crescent moon and stuff, so you can see what I'm talking about when it comes down to the emission of light. You see, so new moon. Friday sundown. So like it was Friday night. It's Friday night to Friday night sundown, and then 24 hours and stuff. You would think it's sun up to sun up. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? It's really sundown to sundown based on because of the moon, so it can rule during this time. So that's sundown to sundown. So whatever time sundown is, which is like five something, whatever time sundown is and stuff, that's like five something and stuff. So guess what? Right now and stuff, because we're going into the spring, so the time is going to it's like stretch out and stuff to be older times. I mean, not older times, but longer times and stuff, or later times and stuff within the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be Friday to Saturday and stuff, you see, and it's going to change. Just to show you, right? So I'm going to grab this right quick. This is Exodus chapter 19, verse 9, because you got a lot of people and stuff who be sitting up here saying that, you can have sex on the Sabbath. The Lord put a motherfucker to death and whatnot stuff for picking up, uh, 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 for picking up sticks and stuff on the Sabbath. Even though the intention stuff was good, but guess what? You probably should have did that earlier. You know what I'm saying? Which also means what? No exercise. You know what I'm saying? To carry sticks and stuff for fire and stuff in the crib and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Back then, before there was no gas and electric heating and whatnot and stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? That was work, you see? And this was way before Yahawah was on the scene, you know what I'm saying, to exercise faith, you see? Because at the same time, you can have a certain job where you're a personal trainer, you know what I'm saying, and it's, well, I wouldn't say it like that and stuff because you can organize and stuff you can organize and stuff your schedules and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about those on the fixed schedule. You know what I'm saying? When you got to do labor's work and whatnot, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? That's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? And don't sit up here and be OR, meaning overly righteous, where you're going to sit up here and be like, you know what? I'm going to schedule this day or that day and whatnot and stuff for woo to woo, but you can't do it every time. You don't got enough days to be able to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have faith and ask the Lord for forgiveness and whatnot and stuff, woo to woo. You know what I'm saying? Which we supposed to be doing every fucking day anyways. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't none of us shit, bro. Well, no. All of us are shit. Why you think we in a grace period and whatnot and stuff? So we can no longer be shit anymore and stuff, hopefully in the eyes of the Lord. Yeah, how about Shemiel Shai? So we can fuck around and get saved. That's when we're gonna see if we worthy or not and stuff when he returns and motherfuckers getting beamed up, or you die and stuff, and the Lord rubbing your head and stuff like a father does his son and stuff and say, thou faithful good servant. You see? Because we can't say that we gonna make it and stuff right now. We damn sure can't do it. Pastor Harvey in this truth for 40 years and stuff. Pastor Gabar, Pastor Rakai, Pastor Ramlan and stuff, and the bishops on down. That's what they've been in here for double digits and whatnot and stuff, and they ain't talking about tens. You know what I'm saying? They've been past the 20s and they passed the 20s and stuff, or mid 20s, or high level 20s and stuff, almost the 30s and whatnot and stuff, and they talking about the hopeful elect. So us younger people who came in later after them and whatnot, we damn sure can't sit up here and say that we part of the elect. We got a seat. It's like that game, Guess Who? Fuck is you talking about? Right? So this is so you know, end all be all. Well, not end all be all. I tend to use that, what I'm saying, as in carry on and something like, that's just one of the things that I use. But you know, you know, uh, uh, when it come down to certain jobs and whatnot and stuff, it's like, look, that ain't your fault. That ain't your fault. You know what I'm saying? That ain't your fucking fault. You know what I'm saying? Right? It ain't your fault. Sky's clearing up. It ain't your fault. Right? So this is you know, you can decide not to do and stuff, but then once again, don't be OR when it come down to you all who got certain jobs where it's fixed and you gotta come to work. Don't trip about that. You know what I'm saying? It would be more upsetting and stuff if it would be more upsetting if you were able to control your hours. It would be more upsetting and stuff if you was able to control your hours. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't keep you ain't come on, man. And you ain't keep your it'll be more upsetting and stuff if you ain't keep your out, if you had the ability and stuff to know about when the Sabbath was gonna come, what I'm saying, and you ain't do what you needed to do and stuff that was gonna be efficient for you. You know what I'm saying? Sufficient, I say, sufficient. You know what I'm saying? It'll be real bugged out. You know what I'm saying? And I used to work a self-employment job and whatnot and stuff and kept the Sabbaths in line and left my ass was fucking late. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I prayed to the Lord and stuff, but I didn't do it on purpose. Most definitely I do it on purpose just because. And I'll tell you this too, when it comes down to the Sabbath and whatnot, if you self-employed, that's when it's gonna be those periods of times and stuff where more money gonna be available and whatnot, and that's the test. Because Satan's most definitely bringing temptation to see if you're gonna go off. You see, right? No. So this is Exodus chapter 9, chapter 19, verse 9, and I just want to show you and stuff how serious the Lord is, right? It's Exodus 19 and 9. It says, "And the Lord Yahawah said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee and the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshua said unto Moses, Lo, I come, meaning look, I come unto thee in a thick cloud." You know what I'm saying? Right? Clouds, some of the various clouds that you look at and stuff, guess what? They can be chariots and they can look like however they want to look. You know what I'm saying, right? It says that the people may hear when I speak with thee and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow. It says, and let them wash their clothes. Right? Going to the word sanctify. Kodash. We already know that means holy. Right? To holify themselves or hallow themselves. You know what I'm saying, right? And it's HALLOW. You know what I'm saying, right? Verse 11, it says, and be ready against the third day. For the third day, the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. Verse 12, it says, and thou shalt set bounds onto the people round about, saying, take heed to yourselves that ye go not up into the mount or touch the border of it. It says, whosoever toucheth the mount shall surely be shall so like it says, whosoever touches the mount shall be surely put to death. Verse 13, it says, because Moses was the only one that could go up there. Nobody else, right? Verse 13, it says, there shall not a hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through. And what's that shot through and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Something that was going to impale your ass and stuff. And back then and stuff, it was wars. No guns was made. You know what I'm saying? No projectiles. You know what I'm saying? Or if it was projectiles, it would be in a slingshot. You know what I'm saying? But we know bullets pierce. And guess what? It wasn't bullets back then. It says, whether it be beast or man, it says, it shall not live. When the trumpet soundeth long, they shall come up to the mount. So what was the Lord establishing? He was establishing, the Lord was establishing and stuff, his authority. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was establishing his majesty. You know what I'm saying? I'm your king. Don't go off. If you do, I'm kill you. And guess what? It was going to be an example to others and stuff. If somebody had disobeyed and stuff, it's like, don't play with me. You see? And when I say don't play with me, I'm not talking about the one who's speaking right now. I'm talking about Yahawah Shem Yahshua. You see? Don't play with him. You see? That he was dead ass, dead serious. You know how people be like, man, I'm dead and stuff. Oh, you was going to be dead if you thought it was a joke. Laughing around and stuff, think you finna come up to the mount, your ass would have dropped dead real quick and stuff, and everybody else would have feared. Be like, you know what? I ain't gonna do that shit. I ain't gonna do that. Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way, man. Like in Space Jam, when they didn't want to touch the ball and whatnot, and they was gonna get their powers back or their talent back and whatnot, they like, man, I don't know, man. Ain't no way, ain't no way. Well, guess what? That's how scared you would have been and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Once you saw somebody drop dead and stuff because they didn't want to, because they wanted to play with you, how about your mouth shot? You see? And it's still like that today, right? So this verse 14, it says, and Moses went down. This is the point. It says, and Moses went down from Mount unto the people. It says, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. Verse 15, and he said unto the people, be ready against the third day. Come not at your wives. And come not at your wives and stuff is meaning have sex. Because what happens when you have sex? When you bust that nut or she come, you know what I'm saying? Or say if you didn't, say if you didn't bust the nut, you can go down in Leviticus, the 15th chapter. Say if you didn't bust a nut and whatnot and stuff, you'll still be unclean because you stimulated her juices. You see? You know? And then at the same time and stuff, guess what? You don't have to necessarily bust a nut. You know what I'm saying? You got what's called pre-cum, that clear ass substance that's gooey, slippery and stuff in the way and stuff, but it ain't wet like water. You know what I'm saying, right? Guess what? That's still sperm. So guess what? You got to clean yourself. And as it says in Leviticus 15 and stuff, you should wash yourself with water. So the Lord and stuff was saying, sanctify the people and have them wait 3 days. You know what I'm saying? And on the third day, in 3 days and whatnot, don't have no sex. Don't get no sloppy toppy. You know what I'm saying? Don't do no 6ix9ine. You know what I'm saying? Don't eat that flour and stuff. Don't do nothing. You see? You know, because he wanted them to be in a certain type of state. You see? You know? So I hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahawah, Bashim Yahshua, Harakakarash, the one to the apostles, a great millstone, and citations to your elect, which we hope to be. Shalom, well, Baba Paul, Kwam Yasharala, which also proves and stuff that the Lord is very serious about not having sex on the Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. When you have sex and stuff, you can get a six-pack off sex. When it come down to sex and stuff, that's exercise and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get your rocks off. You see? Even though old girl ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? But some females actually do something. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? They put in work in their muscles. So guess what? You're not supposed to exercise. If he killed an individual for picking up sticks and whatnot and stuff and carrying them home, which is exercise too and whatnot and stuff, then most definitely you're going to put your ass to death by having sex. We are underneath grace and whatnot and stuff, but don't play with it and stuff. Because guess what? You can miss your shot and stuff for salvation. Shalom.